Hello everyone, it's me, Gregory, the Dragon King, and welcome to the Dragon's Den. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for, hopefully you're all watching the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to the channel. Make sure everybody knows about it. Make sure everybody just watches the videos, right? Alright, so I'm going to try to give y'all some interesting topics. It's going to be different every time. But again, my channel, this third reincarnation of it, I guess if we're going to call it that, is current, funny, and informative, right? So here we go. As a gay man that I am, 51 years old, we all know of the struggle for gay people to get rights, for housing, to be adoptive parents, to get places in the workplace and things like that, right? Now, although it's not always, an issue for a lot of gay folks to get hired, they get hired on their merit and things like that. For a lot of us, we unfortunately have to make a little noise. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's just, sometimes people are lucky enough to get hired on their merit, and sometimes they're not, and they get overlooked, and time again, then it becomes an issue, right? But that's another issue we'll talk about in another video. What I wanted to talk about today is involving gay liberals and gay conservatives, right? And I'm going to talk about the gay conservative thing. I'm going to really get into that, but I'm going to talk about the current situation that is going on YouTube with gays who are liberals and gays who are conservative moderates, whatever. I've been seeing a lot of videos, a ton of them actually, and in these videos you've got gay liberals and gay conservatives discussing what they believe, what they don't believe, and going back and forth. We are not, as gay people, a monolith, right? We're not a monolith. We don't act the same, look the same, talk the same, work the same, live in the same. It's not like that. However, sometimes gay people, both liberals and gay conservatives, I'm a gay liberal, extreme liberal, just want to point that out, we sometimes do not do ourselves, again, whether you're a gay liberal or gay conservative, any good purpose. And one of those is these videos that are circling around on YouTube and other places. In my opinion, with all the pushback, with all the extremist legislation that's going on about gays and not saying the gay word, about the drag queens and all of the other, what I feel to be a very evil kind of narrative. A lot of these people are saying these things who are Christian, who talk about values, who talk about protecting the family, who talk about love. They will be the first people out on the street protesting and against gays, and across the street, you're going to hell, when they have their protest signs, just all of this type of nonsense, right? So here's my thing. So in these videos, again, they have the gay people, in my opinion, fighting against each other. There's no unification in terms of creating a conversation that will pique interest, and not only another gay person about how I feel and vice versa, but about the straight community and how they see us, right? Because so far in these videos, I think one of them is done by Jubilee, and I'm sorry, I gotta call you out. I'm sure they would tell you that they're not responsible for the commentary and the speech and all of those things that are going to be said in the video. But yet you know ahead of time that this is not going to end well. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know much about Jubilee, the Jubilee channel, or the production company, whoever it is that make the YouTube videos. I can only assume when I hear the word Jubilee, it's a Christian based channel, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't practice religion of any sort in regards to Christian and Protestant and all. That's not who I am, right? So more power to you. But you can already tell that this is going to be a problem. You can already tell that this is going to be a problem. Now, outside of the video that I saw from a YouTuber who is knowingly, and I'm going to mention their name, there is safer than pointing out the gender, because I'm not trying to have no beef with nobody, but I'm not worried about it either, because if you feel the way you feel the way you feel. But this particular YouTuber, I'm going to get back to the video, but this particular YouTuber, no, I'm going to wait. We're going to talk about him later, right? So in this video, you can see you've got liberals on one side, you've got conservatives on the other side, and you have somebody in the middle. I'm not sure what his race or ethnicity is, and I'm not going to say what it is and be blundering that whole thing. Then I'll be deemed a racist, which I am not. And I really don't think black people can be racist. We can be prejudiced against certain things just like any other human being, but to be a racist is absurd. I don't care who you are. Right? So here's my thing. So they're going back and forth. They're talking about things like gender reassignment. They're talking about things like puberty blockers and all of that. Here's the thing. This whole confrontation does not serve the gay people or the LGBTQ community, but mainly the gay folks, because that's who they had on the panel, right? The whole thing was just getting really kind of, it's a us against them. There should be no us against nobody. But to see these gay men who are proud of who they are, whatever their beliefs are, liberal, conservative, or otherwise, they are finding themselves really just going at it. And I'm watching this and I'm in total cringe watching this play out. Unfortunately, I found the video on a channel where the guy is very anti-LGBTQIA plus and all of this. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the video and what I think is really going on with his type of channel. My opinion. So I'm watching this video, I'm like, this is unheard of. Like, there's no way that, I'm just looking at the time, there's no way that this individual is, they're having this conversation with each other. They're so angry with each other, vitriol. It just starts to really come out to a point where whoever is producing the video, which I believe, in my opinion, I get the feeling that they knew this was going to happen. These Jubilee people, they knew that this was going to happen, but they did it because they wanted to validate. They wanted to validate this whole "we got you" moment against, gay people, regardless of what your beliefs are. I truly believe it's one of those moments. Now, they have the right to do whatever they want. Now, they could argue that, we're just trying to get social commentary. We're trying to see what people believe, what they don't, and just what side, because, they could, and they have other videos where they've got heterosexual people. Some are liberal, some are conservative, some are religious, some are not. So that would be the argument in response to this video if they responded to it, which they probably won't, because I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't have a lot of subscribers, and that's fine, but that will change, I guarantee you. I believe in myself just much like everybody else does that does these type of videos. Having said that, my concern is they knew what they were going to get out of this video. You know, some people do it specifically for a reaction. A lot of people do that in life, whether it's YouTube or not, right? We get it. But for this Jubilee, like I said, is giving me Christian. You know, they have a focus, an objective, and a goal. I don't want to use the word agenda, but if you watch this video, you'll figure all this out for yourself. And that's the difference between somebody who was informed about what is going on and the setup that they were doing against all these gay folks to come at each other, than somebody who was just clueless and think that this is just something that is a gotcha moment, that the right-wing Christian, religious, uber conservative, Republican, homophobic people, they're getting their jollies off watching this video. This video is not to entertain, you know, in the way where you would think, you know what I'm saying, if you had more than 2 brain cells. This video is to entertain the right-wing, uber-Christian, over-the-top, Republican, conservative, their base, and say, hey, this is a gotcha moment, because if the gays don't get along and they have all this vitriol towards each other, then we're right about what we're saying about gay people. And being a gay man, I can absolutely tell you, you are fucking wrong. You are fucking wrong. Okay? You do not have it all summed up in these videos. And I think that was the purpose of these videos, to have these gay liberals and gay conservatives go at each other. And as far as I'm concerned, the way most of them are dressed, nobody's conservative. Okay? Nobody's conservative. The way they had one particular individual, you know, he was on the conservative side, but he looked like he was the biggest out and proud liberal. You know, the way he was dressed, you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? And dressing doesn't mean anything. You can't always judge a book by its cover. For those that may look at this and say, well, Greg, you can't, you know, maybe his internal thoughts don't represent how he is out in public. And I get that. That's something that happens. So, that being said, you know, there's a lot of confusion as to, you know, they got into dress, they got into all the different, you know, how you act and all that. I just thought it was absurd. Like, gay people, liberals and conservatives, we do ourselves no good when we fall for the okie doke. When we fall for the okie doke, we do ourselves no good. And for me, this whole video that they did with gay liberals and gay conservatives, you fell for the okie doke. You fell for the okie doke. You fell for the okie doke. You really did. Same thing if there was a video. See, the thing about this, these conversations sometimes are, once it's not in the premise of it sounds good. What am I here, right? Sounds good. But at the end of the day, what looks good on paper can be a total cluster in reality once you see the visual. That's why so many people talk about a good script, a movie script, but once you see the visual, it's like, what in the blank, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it sounded good on paper, but it looks a mess. So while they were trying to do the right thing and get conversation within the gay community, because we're not a monolith type of community, it didn't come off that way. And I think it was a very, very disgusting display of an agenda-based, yes, I'm going to say an agenda-based video to make it look like if the gay community are fighting amongst themselves and they don't believe half of what they say or do for those, you know, whatever, then we are not wrong in how we feel about gays in our society and why we think they're trying to take over everything in our straight heterosexual right-wing mainstream lives. You understand what I'm saying with this? You understand where I'm going now, right? So it was all, that's what it was. This was not to garner conversation about anything other than gay people. You know, we are problematic. We don't get along with each other. So why are we here? Why are they fighting for us? Why are they fighting so hard when a lot of them believe what we believe? It's one of those things. I'm drinking this coffee because I don't want it to get cold while coffee is hot. Well, you know, cold coffee is good, but whatever. So it's one of those things where it's like we're trying to make sure that we let you see what's really going on in the gay community and why you need to stop supporting them and fighting, because they're a discombobulated unit. If you're going to use that rhetoric or use that type of analogy, you know what I'm saying, this is just what I'm assuming that they were doing, and I'm probably right on point with it, then the straight people cannot, they're discombobulated. For example, the Republicans, the congressional Republicans right now, it is a mess going on in Congress. The infighting is ridiculous. No, some Democrats are enjoying it. A lot of them have already realized that this is actually what is going on. When a particular person got into office, we already knew that there was going to be problems. If there was a moderate Republican or a middle-of-the-line Republican, once you know who got into office, President Trump, I don't know if we can mention his name, I don't know, destroyed that whole thing. The infighting was eventually getting ready to blow up. I did a video on Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, and who was running for president, which is probably not going to win, by the way. It's not in the cards for her, literally. She made a point, and I'm by no means am I a Republican, conservative, right-wing, nothing. I'm the furthest from the truth, as I said in that video. She's right about, you know, if the Republicans are going to screw up the government and shut down, guess what? Your pay needs to be suspended. You know what I'm saying? So the discombobulation that was trying to be presented in this gay liberals versus gay conservative video is across the board in society. But I just didn't like how it was all gays against each other. If this was in an environment where it was on someplace else, you know, because whoever was producing it, it got out of control real fast. It got out of control real fast. But I wanted to really get into this part right here. If you are going to have a conversation like this, and again, I think because you had all the gays there, you knew exactly what you were doing. You were proving your point where they have a discombobulated community. Some of them agree with what they're saying, a lot of them don't. They agree with us, so why do we support them? Why do we give them the... It's a whole litany of nonsense and garbage that video was doing, and it was for the benefit of the right-wing, ultra-conservative, super religious, Republican people who just homophobic, who wanted to see gay people look a fool. And they got exactly, and it was crafted way from start to finish. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. I would have never participated in a video like this where, and I'll put the link to it and you can see it for yourself. I would have never participated in a video if I didn't ask the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how. I would have wanted to know who is facilitating all this. Where is this video going? What's the focus behind it? What are the topics we're going to be discussing? Who's going to be participating? I bet you none of that was asked. They probably gave him a very sugar-coated answer. Hey, we're doing this. We want to get your thoughts. but there was an agenda because they purposely planted people there. They purposely planted people there who they knew was going to get the trigger reaction going. You know, they weren't trying to do this in good faith. That is an absolute lie. You know, I believe. Do you say alleged? I guess you have to say alleged in this whole nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that they had an agenda and they purposely put certain people. And quiet as it's kept, I really don't believe that everybody there was a homosexual. I believe that it was supposed to counteract any resistance to what the gay conservatives had to say. No, it was a counter resistance to what the gay liberals had to say. That's what I believe. I don't believe that a lot of these organizations have these gays for Republicans or gay conservatives or gays for protecting children. I'm not saying that we do protect children. We do protect children, but just like any other human being, not every human being is doing the right thing. I don't care who you are, liberal, conservative, gay, straight, Republican. If you are evil, then you are an evil, period. Okay? That's not exclusive to a race, a culture, a sexual orientation. It is what it is. Okay? Now, the point I'm making is a lot of times we hear these organizations, these people are not gay. They're not liberal. They are pretending to be. You know what I'm saying? Just to fit in. Now, we're going to get to this individual on YouTube. Now, I'm not going to say what their name is, but I am going to tell you that I've only watched this individual maybe a couple of times just to kind of see where maybe, because you know how somebody do something, but then the next 5 minutes, they blow your mind with something real kind of positive and good, and then they go back to the bullshit again. You totally confused, right? Right. So there is, again, I'm not going to say who the individual is, but they're on YouTube, just like I am, right? Has a big following and stuff like that, right? If you watch this person's video, you look at that video and say, they don't hate or have a discern for everybody in the community, except for transgender people, right? Mainly women, not men. And we're going to get into that in a second too, right? Because I should have been writing this stuff down, but we're going to really get into that. You know, I'm a Pisces, so the train of thought might go 12 ways from Sunday and end up back on Monday, right? So, here's the thing. In the first video, it's like, oh, they don't hate all, like I said, everybody in the community except for transgender people, particularly women. Then the next video you're watching, okay, they angry. They body language. They've even said if that was me in that situation, I would do this and I would do that. And they've actually said in the video if they were in a conversation and there was a gay person involved in it, they said they will snap. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, you just have to look at this person. Now, this person, you don't want to judge people because that's wrong, right? But if you know what I know and you can read people, you know that there is something that has happened to this person that has made them go completely berserk against the gay community. It just is, right? Okay. So now you can watch another video, which I watched, and you be like, okay, they fair. I don't agree with the other 95% of they talking about, but okay. And then it's back to the I hate you type of video. So this person, they are obsessed with this topic. Now, don't get me wrong. The LGBTQIA+, the trans community, Governor DeSantis, and all of that is really a hot topic. I ain't gonna lie, it's a very hot topic. Very hot. And that's what's making the news. But if none of that, if we lived in a world where people like me who are homosexual did not have to worry about anything but just living, surviving, managing your life, not being harassed, not being discriminated, love who you want to love, and just was treated like human beings, a lot of these anti-gay, religious, right-wing, homophobic people against the community, LGBTQIA plus community, they would have no fucking purpose in life. They would have no purpose in life. They would have no purpose in life. Do you hear me? They would have no purpose in life, because there would be, and that's not saying, that's just me saying they would have no purpose. They wouldn't have a YouTube channel. They wouldn't have nothing to talk about. They would have to take a boring ass 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 11 to 7, 12 to 8, 1 to 9, 2 to 10, 3 to 11, and to 12 to 8 o'clock in the motherfucking morning job, because nothing else will be going on in their life. Not a motherfucking thing will be going on in their life. But because gays are out here, we are trying to get our rights. We are trying to be treated like human beings. Just treat us like human beings. That's all we want, to be treated like human beings. You know, for years, you know, straight people have been in all these different spaces doing whatever they want to do. But the moment we want to do what we want, all of a sudden you're hurting the children. All of a sudden you're ruining my life. The democracy, our religious freedom, the marriage situation is just horrible. Like, God. No, it's none of that. It is fucking none of that. It is we want to live the way we have had to not live and watch you all live and express yourself all of your lives. We've had to watch that and not be happy because we couldn't do it. You alright, dude? It's my puppy. We've had to watch that and not be happy. I'm good, dude. I'm just into the video. We've had to watch that and not be happy. We've had to vicariously watch people on movies who didn't represent us, gave us a glimpse of what happiness looked like, but still not a reality because they were not representing us on these films and movies and books and TV shows growing the fuck up. But now all of a sudden we are doing what we've had to watch the straight people do, and all of a sudden we are wrong. We are wrong. No, we are not wrong. We've had to watch y'all do all this fantastic stuff. We couldn't do it and be ourselves because it was wrong. We can get into the whole Bible too, because I was raised apostolic Pentecostal. Please don't come for me. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff I can talk about with religion too, but this ain't that type of video. Not yet anyway. My thing is this though. Why do all of a sudden now everybody's upset? They made fun of gay people for years. For years. And I'm going to tell you something else. They said that gay people was always in power. If we was always, I guess we may have been. But again, we couldn't live that life and be open. I had somebody tell me, well, you know, gay people, they control everything. Do we? I had a young man that I used to work with said that I was getting treated better than him because I, Gregory, was a homosexual. Brother, are you kidding me? This skin right here, melanin. This hair, afro. It is fucking visions of nightmare for those people who think that they were going to talk to me any kind of way and get away with it. Particularly our counterparts. Particularly our counterparts. You see what I'm pointing at? No. So, regardless of my gay privilege, I was still being treated like an inhumane person. I was being treated like an animal because I was black. Because I had this afro. And I respected myself as a well-educated black man who happens to be homosexual. Yay! And I'm proud of every bit of it and all of it, okay? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. While you thought I was getting all this gay privilege, I was being treated like dirt because I'm black and I got this afro. And whether the hair was short or the afro. Let me show you this. Since you want to make an appearance, come on. This is my puppy dude. She wanted to make an appearance for this boy. What you talking about? All right, there you go. So, I said all that to say was, you got people who are obsessed with the gay community. I'm not obsessed with you all. As much as all the backlash and the kickback is going on, and the pushback of all our rights and just trying to live and exist and be treated fairly, and all these transgender people are just being exited out of our society because y'all don't understand. And I'm not saying, like I said, ain't nobody perfect. My community, your community, the next one over, the next one across the street. But come on. You know? This is why you are obsessed. You have no. What else would you be talking about? We giving you your existence. Because some of you will probably be still living in your mama's basement playing with yourself. All you straight people that ain't got nothing to do, and this community, the part of I represent, and others in the LGBTQIA plus community, we've given you existence to come out of your mama's basement and stop playing with yourself. Because otherwise, you'd be down there with them crusted boxer shorts, socks, and just, seeming, stained hand of yours, because you ain't gonna have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I want to talk about another topic too, and this video is running long, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Okay? Our so-called allies, the so-called women, now not all, but enough of y'all. Okay? Y'all say, oh, I'm an ally of the homosexuals. I support them. No, you don't. A great majority of you have found out, confirmed, been validated to not give about us. Because only in those spaces where you are out in public, you have to have those connections, and you have to have a reason to vent about your life and why it's so important that you have a gay friend. Is on the only reason you effing with us. We've given you a connection to society. We've given you the plug to fashion, to other things. Okay? A lot of us has been your unwilling participant to be your shoulder to cry on. But because we are good human beings, for the most part, again, like I said, evil is everywhere. That doesn't mean that all gay people are evil. Doesn't mean that all straight people are evil. All races, culture, religion, no. Well, religions are, okay, we don't have to get into that at another time. But anyway, so all these so-called allies, yeah. A lot of these corporations are no longer our fucking allies. You're not fucking allies. Gay... I said this on an Instagram short. I'm going to load up all those back on Instagram, right? I'm going to start being serious about this stuff and just leaving things where they leave. I ain't going to be deleting nothing no more, because I'm going to just tell it like it is, all right? Not that I was afraid, but sometimes you want to retool things and get things in proper order, right? Okay. A lot of you corporations are always talking about, oh, you support the gay community. No, you support our money. That's all. You support our money. You don't give a about us. We, gay people's buying power is only second, consumer-wise, to African Americans. Everybody else is below us. Unfortunately, that means that we ain't doing some other things financially that could increase our, but that's another conversation too. It's always another conversation. I mean, one conversation can have 100 outlets, maybe 1,000, a million, depending on who you're talking to. But we're talking about in this particular moment, corporations use us to get ahead. That whole Bud Light situation, I ain't gonna talk about it too much. I think I may have spoke on it briefly, but it's a mess. It's a mess. If it were up to some of you conservatives, right wing Republicans who didn't, if the let's say this, if the movie Purge was real, how many of you, and you put it in the comment section, who understand what I'm talking about, and those who don't, would believe that if it was allowed, every gay person would have to be registered and put on the list once a year to be hunted down. Now that part may not get on YouTube, but I'm just letting you know. As a gay man, I feel a certain kind of way, because that's what it feels like is happening to me. That's what I feel like is happening. That's what I feel like is going on. I really do. Now, I don't promote violence, but I'm an ex-Marine, infantry. For years, I wasn't proud of that because I was mistreated and done wrong. But over the years, I'm proud to have served my country. And by the way, you right-wing conservatives, patriotic people, that don't mean I agree with you have to say. Not a word. I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from. So, I'm asking all gay folks, understand that you are an American citizen. And you have every right. Are you gay people who believe in love, who you want to love, having your families, having the right to live, exist, thrive, and survive, who are born and raised in the United States of America, and those who have been naturalized, but respect your life, your individual life, and you're gay, truly gay. No problems, no hang-ups, not this gay conservatives, who are really only doing it to acclimate themselves to the pushback that's going on in our society right now. That's what it all is. It's just a pushback. So you're going to acclimate yourself to survive. I get it. I don't respect it, but I get it. Okay? You have the right to exercise your constitutional rights because you are an American-born citizen. You have the right to do that. And there's one particular right as an American, born and raised citizen or naturalized citizen. One of them, you have the right to protect yourself because you have to protect yourself, because you should protect yourself, because you deserve to be treated fairly and treated with respect. That's all I'm saying. But again, this individual with this channel, there are a few others, but there's one in particular. See, and like I was saying, and thank you to my spirit guys for getting me back on track, because I get off track sometimes. Okay, we got some more coffee in here. Let's see. Y'all get me drinking this caffeine, it's gonna get ya. Okay, so this particular individual who has these obsessions, and always, there's a lot of them, but I'm picking out one. I'm not gonna mention his name. I'm gonna let y'all find out. Let me see how smart you knights are. Oh yeah, and by the way, y'all are knights. You know what I'm saying? I'm Gregory the Dragon King, and thank you for coming to the Dragon's Den. This is the Dragon Kingdom, and everybody that, all my potential subscribers and the two that I have, or one that I have, whatever. You always got to support yourself, though. So I subscribe to my own channel because self-love, self-support, self-respect. Right? Okay. So for all you potential knights that are you are my knights. you know. And as your king, I want you to go carry out the good, the positive, the loving, the caring, the cautious, the non-naivete, the diligent focus on all those things that affect you. And I'm reaching out to my potential straight and heterosexual knights, male and female, who will be on board and who want to come into the kingdom. And we will have some great conversations in the castle, in the court. Maybe we'll do we'll do some other stuff. You know, when I get my subscriber numbers up, we can, you know, maybe do some things, you know what I'm saying, and have some real drinking. I don't know if YouTube will allow that, though. If they can allow Tasha K crazy ass, I know they can allow me. Because she's very controversial. Shout out to Cardi B. I love you, Cardi. Offset. But anyway, now I'm finna get in trouble now, right? I ain't worried about it. I love you, Cardi. Bongos, baby. Anyway, I love you. Cardi ain't gonna never see this, but I love Cardi B. I love Cardi. She different. I love her. She ain't a Pisces, though. She give me Pisces energy. I wonder if that in her astrological chart. Maybe. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Anyway. So, you all will be knights. Once you subscribe, you will be given your knighthood. You would have to subscribe and be given your knighthood. You know, hopefully you'll stay inside the kingdom, and we'll go on journeys together, expeditions, and we'll take over YouTube together and all the positivity and greatness. Anyway, so this individual who was doing all this stuff is very obsessed. And like I mentioned, how the different videos, he goes from cold to hot, back to lukewarm. You know, you just never know. Like, people who, I've studied him a lot. I don't have I said him, y'all already know now, right? It's a man, but I've studied him a lot. And I'm not an expert in body language, but I've been around a long time. There is some, in my humble opinion, and how I've seen people, particularly when it comes to being gay, and I'm a Pisces, I have strong intuition. There is something that has occurred in this man's life, or something that is going on internally that is damaging his psychosis, to understand that whatever he's feeling, the more you internalize it, the more hate you have for it, particularly when it's your own issue. So you externalize it to somebody else who represents what that struggle is in you. And this is just my opinion. I don't care how much you don't. I don't care how much you don't hate. It is a proven fact that people with what is it that they say? Thou protest too much, or whatever it is. Basically, what that is saying is, if you protesting it that much, if you obsessed that much, something is going on with you. And I believe something is going on with this gentleman, and it has in the past. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly. I just believe it. Ain't no fucking alleged. I believe that something else is going on. You can't process it. You've thought about certain things. You're trying to maintain a certain type of position in your society, in your culture, particularly in your family, because we know families can be horrible, you know, and we know you gotta fake the funk, you know what I'm saying, why you know, see, I don't even say the word, I don't even like it. I got so much to say on this video, I gotta break this shit up, because it's a lot to be said. But anyway, y'all, don't forget to subscribe and share, like this video. All you potential knights, I'd be glad to see you. I want to see you. You guys are wonderful. Come join me in the kingdom, and we're going to be talking about everything. There will be no specific, I guess, platform in terms of genre. It's going to be everything. Stuff that's funny, that's current, that's laughable, that's politics, maybe reality shows here and there. We're going to do, movie reviews. That is not my thing here. You know, I might say something maybe real quick as references, or maybe a social topic or something like that. But yeah, it's gonna be current. It's gonna be funny. It's definitely gonna be some politics. I don't excuse myself or recuse myself, as it were, from those type of things, especially when I'm dealing with it every day as a black man, as a homosexual, as somebody who's just trying to understand what all the effery and buffoonery is about in regards to gay issues. And I've already explained the stuff. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and me and Duke, we are out. And thank you very much for being here.